All right, guys, we are here at Comic City 2 in Madison, Tennessee, filming our official first episode. Second recording of Nerds of the Square Table with me. I have Larry and Gomer.
Hey.
Hello.
Name's Jules, and we're filming this podcast here. And got a lot of events to discuss.
Yeah, it was an event week last week, man.
Big events. Forever
Infinity.
Evil DC.
Oh man, Forever Evil was great. But Infinity
Gomer's
number 2.
all on
dude.
Forever Evil right
and I'm
now.
usually
It's
a
ridiculous.
Marvel guy. I really love Marvel, but dude, I was just smitten by Forever Evil. I thought it was so great. I mean, where is the Justice League? They're not dead.
They could be.
They're not dead. Because that's really a great business move for DC. Let's kill off all of our main characters.
You know what they could do? Let's just kill off all of the new 52 Justice League, and we'll bring back pre-Flashpoint Justice League, and that's how we do it right there. That's Earth 1 for reals.
That's not going to work.
Earth 1 for reals.
I think the Justice League
Wally
are
West.
on
Somebody give me Wally West. For the love of
that's
God.
all you really want, though.
I just want Wally West. You could literally kill all of the new 52 Justice League.
I'm going to be dropping
give me
the
Wally
Flash
West.
I am getting by December because they're changing creative team.
Dude, I'm going to be dropping every DC book by December, it seems like.
I know.
They're just losing everybody.
They're losing everybody.
And they're getting nothing.
Yeah. But, I mean, we start off saying, oh, that's awesome, Forever Evil. But, yeah, DC is making some bad decisions. Francis Manapul is going to be off of Flash, and he's just been tour de force on the art on that book. It's been the reason to get it. The story's been okay, but just the art has just been brilliant. I think you got a phone call there.
No, it's Mark.
Oh, Mark.
Okay.
But, Jeff Johns leaving Aquaman, but Jeff Parker's going to take over, so I'll be on that book for at least an arc just to see where it goes. But I was just so smitten with Forever Evil. Where's the Justice League? My guess is they're on Earth 3.
Probably, and they can't do anything on that planet.
Well, if you look at Trinity War, there was a scene where Madame Xanadu's looking through her tarot cards, she sees a vision of the Trinity, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, hanging out on just this desolated city. That's got to be Earth 3. And if they're on Earth 3, then who's going to help them get off of Earth 3? But the villains, quote-unquote villains, who are actually the heroes of Earth 3. Who's the dude in the mask? Why is Batman on the cover of Forever Evil 4? It's got to be somebody else in the cowl. There were a lot of things going on in this book.
There are a lot of things going on in this
just
book.
freaking loved. Lex Luthor looking like he's going to be a freaking hero. This is a job for Superman. Just a great line coming from Lex Luthor in that.
The dude in the cowl is probably their 3 legs.
Oh,
in the cowl. You're saying that's Alexander Luthor?
Yeah.
So Alexander. Oh, you think that's who it is in the bag?
He's probably Mark's joining us, by the way.
Yeah, Mark Angel.
It's all my fault.
Owner operator. Comic City 2. But no, that I've heard a theory that the dude in the mask that they brought over there was actually Earth 3's version of Nightwing, who was actually a plant from Batman who knew that this whole thing was going on. I don't believe that at all. Batman is smart and all, but no, nobody saw this shit coming. Nobody saw Grid.
No.
Nobody saw having to hold together Cyborg or whatever the hell human part was left with Power Ring energy.
Alfred was.
Oh, dude, the outsider.
That was great.
Mind-blowing.
That was great.
Awesome.
That was brilliant.
Oh, dude.
That's absolutely
Yeah.
brilliant.
Well, let's go in-
I will say hands down.
Yeah.
Good job. Because
Well,
I didn't see that
That
coming.
reveal.
Yes.
That reveal almost makes Trinity War worth it.
Almost.
It doesn't quite, though.
If DC
Not
would have
quite.
went into Trinity War saying, "Hey, this is nothing but a prelude to our next event, and trust us, the payoff will be good,"
Well, have you?
Trinity War would have been superb. But because
more
there was
successful.
kind of a letdown.
Did you read any of Jeff Johns' run of Green Lantern?
Yes.
Yes.
Every event was a lead into the next event.
You're right.
Was a lead into the next event.
But
was a lead into the next
this
event.
lead-in was direct lead-in. I mean, it jumped right from the last page of Trinity War, right to Forever Evil.
So it should have been Forever Evil Prelude.
Or at least they should have.
Trinity War.
Or at least they should have come out and said, "Hey, Trinity War, is going to be okay. It may not be what you expect, but it's definitely our big lead into something that is just going to blow your freaking mind."
And
because the last page of Trinity War, that whole thing did blow my mind, and Forever Evil was just man.
And talk about misleading misleading marketing. Did anybody think going into the Age of Ultron that we weren't going to see a big throwdown battle between the Avengers and Ultron by issue number 8.
Yeah.
Did that ever happen?
No.
In fact, you don't actually ever see Ultron in the whole book. You only ever see
the
his
Vision
minions.
or his minions.
His
Yeah.
minions who are ran
becomes
by
completely
Vision.
about Wolverine and Invisible Girl just screwing up the timeline beyond belief.
Yeah.
Like that hasn't already been happening over in New X-Men and
every-
the Hulk. The Hulk time traveling. What could he possibly screw up? I don't know.
Oh no, he's got Bruce Banner, Rob the Robot, hanging out with him.
And here's
He'll
the
keep
thing
him in line.
that he did in Age of Ultron, and you could tell it has so much to do with Infinity. It's like when Infinity's going down, you got to take out, just like Bendis did with Scarlet Witch. He had to take down Ultron. He had to go ahead and take that character out, just like because he was building up, especially during Moon Knight. There was a chance Ultron coming back. He's like, oh wait, I gotta nip this in the bud.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, everyone's like, Ultron could just stop Thanos.
Exactly.
Why isn't Ultron around?
Yes.
So he had to be like, oh, that's right. We still have that supervillain that has taken everybody out, still lingering somewhere in the outskirts of the Marvel universe.
Or is it more to the point where they're really screwing up the timeline?
Well, yeah.
And let's go back to what we were talking about earlier. New Avengers, in the pages of New Avengers, we see incursions of other universes
get pulled into
our universe, and they have to kind of destroy that other universe or push it away, whatever they have to do. Now, I'm not sure if that's actually going to be part of their grand plan that involves the timelines.
He puts it in the first issue of Infinity, and I think this is what
it doesn't necessarily have to involve one or the other.
Crisis on Infinite Earth.
Exactly.
But no, I think what he's going to do is, and this is all stipulation.
Yeah.
This is all speculation.
Yeah, supposition,
if you will. I think the whole broken timeline is what's pulling these other Earths to us. Everyone remembers Crisis on Infinite Earths, where their timelines had become so construed, it caused Earths to collide.
Yeah.
So Marvel Crisis on Infinite Earths is kind of a ripoff, but at the same time they can
if that's what they're doing.
If you are going to rip off a multi crossover event,
dimensional,
at least they're ripping off one of the greatest one that it's ever.
I agree.
It was the biggest event of all time.
And it's such a great way to tidy up all these different universes they have. If anyone's read Superior Spider-Man,
they got rid of the 2099 verse by pulling 2099. He literally watches his universe fall apart. Yeah. And somebody in the future sends him to the past because they know the timeline's messed up in their future, and so it no longer exists.
So we're going to have
2099
Miles,
stuck in ours.
Ultimate Spider-Man, Doc Ock Spider-Man, and 2099 Spider-Man all coexisting together on Earth 616 for however long 616 is a thing.
Yeah. I think they'll maintain 616, but I think they're going to use this. For instance, Betty Ross no longer exists.
Yes.
Thank God. Yeah. Literally, not only did they cancel Red She-Hulk, which they should have done so long ago, but in Hulk, they retconned her completely, where no one remembers who Betty Ross or Red She-Hulk is.
Why?
Because it's actually just better that way.
Yeah. But they use the timeline to establish
that's what I'm saying. I don't think they'll reset everything, but I think they'll pull out characters like, do we really need this many X-Men?
The only reason I doubt that is because Mark Waid is writing Hulk, and Mark Waid isn't really. And I hate to say, he likes to play with others, but it is hard for Mark Waid to write events with other people. It just is.
He has written some of the greatest stories in comics.
But he does not work well with others.
But right now, since actually the whole Red Hulk thing, what astounds me as a retailer is Red Hulk. I couldn't keep it on the shelves. Number one, I sold 100+ copies of that thing. It was just the best thing since sliced bread. Everybody was talking about it, who loved it. And when they finally did the reveal, what was it, issue 25?
Oh, it was a year's, at least a year after.
Because there was a lot of late issues. It was 2 years later. By the time they did the reveal, I was selling less than 10 copies a month, and no one cared.
But it ended up being exactly who everybody guessed at issue 1.
Yeah, that
was the biggest kick in the balls, man. That was the biggest kick in the balls.
It should have been. It should have been Rick Jones. I'm sorry. It should have been Rick Jones.
Him as A-Bomb is cool, though.
Him as A-Bomb is cool, but him as the Red Hulk would have been cooler.
I thought the whole idea was silly.
Yeah,
coming off the heels of Planet Hulk and then World War Hulk, you really needed something to concrete Hulk back into the 616 universe, to cement him in there.
And it took a while.
And the Red Hulk and the A-Bomb and Red She-Hulk, it just did not work. Just did not work.
But it does work? Indestructible Hulk.
Indestructible Hulk works because Mark Waid is doing it.
Yeah, because Mark Waid writes every hero the way you wanted to write him when you were a kid, with them winning all the time.
But I think Mark Waid is doing other stuff, weird stuff over Hulk.
Daredevil's real
Well,
good.
I'm in with Hulk. I didn't read any of his Daredevil. I know.
Incredible.
I know. I still need to pick it up. But I got confused. I got messed up with Daredevil with the whole Shadowland bullshit.
Yeah.
But anyway, Hulk is in a weird place right now, traveling through time. Bruce Banner over in Rob the Robot or whatever the hell that is. There's just a lot of different things he can do.
Yeah.
Within the pages of Indestructible Hulk.
So good.
But also for the rest of the 616 universe, as far as the New Avengers timelines and all that shit coinciding. It just seems there's a lot more opportunity for better storytelling over at Marvel right now than there is at DC right now.
Well, they've sort of...
Let's talk about Villains Month.
Villain Month is garbage. It's garbage. Agree. It's just them like grasping at straws.
It's a way to sell fancy covers.
It's a way to sell fancy covers, man. I still blame 1985. 1985 is the end-all, be-all for comic books.
Go ahead.
That Jim Lee's X-Men issue 1 is an incredible piece of artwork.
4 full cover.
4 full cover. And not only that, the next couple issues, if everyone remembers, lines up with one another.
With the 4-fold.
With the 4-fold.
It's like a 20-fold cover.
It's a 20-fold cover. And it ruins comics from then on up. Because also 1985.
Covers. It ruins covers.
It ruins covers.
Yeah.
Because from then on out, Jim Lee put in the variants in his X-Men run.
And hollow variants and black and white variants. And hey, we're not even going to put anything on this variant. Go to the comic convention and get your own thing put on it. Wait, what?
Yes.
Wait, what? You're not even going to put art on the book and you're trying to sell it?
And that's so bad because all it is literally, here's some white construction paper wrapped around it.
Yeah, get some artists to draw on it. This is awesome.
And that's cool maybe once.
Right.
If they haven't do it once, maybe once every 5 years for a book.
Right.
But you see a lot of these books come out with a blank cover every other month. And
I'm cool with like an event book, a #1, a special issue, 50, 10, 20,
fine.
25, whatever.
Anniversary issues are fine.
But not all the time and not for just no reason.
Not every 100 issues of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Remember? $2.99,
yes.
300, $3.99. They were all holographic covers.
Yes.
No, I didn't need that.
I didn't need that. No one needs that.
No one needs that.
The ones I like are when they do a second printing variant.
Yeah,
I don't mind second variant. I also don't mind like if they're doing like a special month, like they had the 70th anniversary month, they had Wolverine month, they had Iron Man month. Those variants were pretty cool. Because it just gives you an opportunity to see variants that you just wouldn't otherwise see.
I remember when
I can see a hologram
Tron
variant
movie came out. They did the Tron variant in all the books.
Those
were really awesome.
Cool.
And when they brought Venom and Carnage back, they had the Venom and Carnage.
Yeah.
For they're bringing back the 10-year anniversary of having Venom and Carnage in books. They had all the Venom covers.
I dug that.
See, that's cool. And I'm fine with that. When you have like an anniversary or a big event.
I just don't want a cover just for the sake of having a cover. Just because you're trying to sell me a book for
and I don't need
than
6 or 7 for the one issue.
And my thing is, I don't even think they're trying to sell books to us, the consumers. I think they're trying to sell books to the retailers.
Yeah.
Because the retailers, they're the ones who are going to win off buying a 1 in 200, cover. They're the ones who are going to make the extra bucks off that. But then they got to sit on 200 issues of a damn comic that no one is going to buy.
Right. I mean,
so they get screwed.
Totally aiming towards these collectors, and they're baiting speculators.
Yeah.
What they're doing.
And that's done. There's no room for that in comics anymore, in my opinion.
But really, I mean, they don't really give much of a damn about the retailers themselves, or they wouldn't do the online PDF versions.
No.
And bully on them for the PDF versions being bad scans.
Mm-hmm. And not even bad scans, the same price as the paper issues.
Right.
If anything, I think that's helping retailers.
Yeah, because I'm not going to spend the same price for something I can just physically hold and see all of the pages much easier.
Exactly.
And not scrolling like an idiot.
Now, if I'm sitting at home and I'm not going to buy any Villains variants, for example, and someone says, hey, man, the Black Manta one was actually pretty good, and they're selling it on DCU.com, their thing, for $1 or $1.50, a discount compared to the print version, which you have to pay for gas to get it there, the ink, the paper, the stapling, the dude picking it up and moving it here. It should be cheaper on digital. And if it was, I would buy more digital books just because maybe I don't know if the Black Manta book is good or not, and I'll give it a try.
Yeah, but I'm
not going to give it a $3 try.
With the print medium being the way they move it, because they can do the variant covers, because they can do the alternate this and that,
well, I think there's
chromium
perks.
and blanks.
I think there's perks for digital, though, too, because they can update the ads.
Yeah.
They can give pushed ads, like if they know me,
but at that point,
and they're able to say, I know this guy Gomer is he likes this and he likes that. I can send him ads for stuff I know he likes because we know him already. It's digital. You know what I mean?
The one thing they've been doing that I do like is that if you buy the physical book, a lot of times you get a copy, free digital.
Why do you like that? What's the point? So I give it to my friend? I've already read the damn book. Why do I want another copy of it?
Well, what I'm saying,
digital or print, it doesn't matter.
You get that. All right, you have that at home. You can then take your comic books on vacation with you.
Oh, true.
You can put them on your iPad.
That's a good point.
Good. You know what, Larry? I'll give you that. That was good.
That is a good point.
Good.
It's great for vacationers.
Because you know what?
Come on. That's it, though. Right? It's good you can take your books with you.
Yeah. We'll probably do rediscovering buying comic books in the store. Before I started coming here regularly 3 years ago now, I was all digital because
it was easy.
It was easy. I traveled a lot. I was very rarely in the country, and I just download books because I'd be in Greece, France, England. I would not be able to go to a comic book store and buy books in English.
You could go there, but you couldn't buy. And you couldn't buy new Marvel books. It takes them a month to get.
Yeah, it takes them a month to get there, but I wouldn't be there for very long.
Yeah.
So I got everything digitally. But as a comic book reader, I think we can all agree. We all go back to that first issue we had. Every time we pick up a book, there's something about having that tangible, just ink and paper in your hands.
The great part for
even
me,
if it isn't newsprint anymore.
I love going back and reading 10-year-old comics. And not just because they're 10-year-old stories that I was reading at a certain time,
right?
But because there's a 10-year-old ad. There's an ad for Smallville in a book.
Yes.
And that show hadn't been on in 40 years,
No.
And there's ads for cool things,
That's what I like.
That you don't get.
These bigger sales where they do the old books. Yes. I love to look through some of these old books and pick up books just because they have neat looking ads for like Atari games.
Or rip this page out and fill it out and we'll send you, ninja lessons or whatever the hell. Who knows?
How come nobody sells X-ray glasses anymore?
Dude, no.
Because you know what? I never got to see Mrs. Johnson's band.
Sea Monkeys.
Everyone wanted to see Sea Monkeys and Mrs. Johnson's band. I don't know if you had that t-shirt, but everyone had that one hot t-shirt that you wore your X-ray glasses to school, and you never got anywhere with it.
And then you wanted to sue
they
Marvel
have
Comics.
The technology that they really legitimately could make, glasses where you could see through clothing through various infrared filters.
Apple glasses,
but not for like $3 and like 2 comic proofs of purchase what they were selling them for.
$3 20 years ago was like $50 nowadays.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yes.
All right, let's get back on Forever Evil villain variants because I have a problem with them.
I have a problem with all these. Can we just talk about how lazy are the villain covers? That whatever going on in the background, depending on the villain,
it's
the
all
same
the same
thing. It's the same thing.
I'm kind of cool.
Green Lantern's literally chained up on 3 different covers by 3 different villains.
I'm kind of cool with that because the title is Green Lantern.
We could call it S&M month.
Yeah,
S&M month.
Green Lantern, Wonder Woman,
Superman's tied up,
and Batman are all chained up in the and Flash. They're all chained to the ground.
I think that's cool because
it's not very creative.
No, it's not very creative.
I think the cover in front of those are creative though.
Yeah.
And they just use the same background to kind of have a sense of stability through the actual name of the comic, like the point one.
Yeah, but
it's still a Justice League comic. You have to have the Justice League in there.
Yeah, but here's
on the
my
cover,
whole thing.
And I don't know. I understand why they're doing it, but I understand why you guys wouldn't like it.
It's just like
I'm just saying the Riddler would have Batman tied up differently than
Catwoman.
Oh, okay. I see.
I mean, they would do.
I see what you're saying.
Joker would have him hang over a vat of acid or something.
You're right.
In the last,
that's
I'll
true.
give 1985 this. Since 1985, covers have always been more of what the artist wanted to project out of the story. Sometimes
editorial. I would say
it's editorial, or it's even sometimes artists who are not even working on the inside of the book.
Yeah.
So when you have a sort of 3D cover special, I expect a lot more out of what's going to be on the cover. I expect more of the artist to have a little more fun with reintroducing
Well, let me
villains.
also say that they really were clinging to this 3D idea.
Yes.
And there's a certain way you have to draw the covers
I understand
in order
that.
for the 3D to work properly. You know, and a 3D, no 3D, I could give 2 craps about, you know, that.
Yeah.
I have a problem with Forever Evil being as awesome as it is, Villains Month being a part of Forever Evil. But, for example, Zod, Darkseid, the Joker, as far as we know, not having anything to do with Forever Evil, yet they have villain tie-ins. I understand the appeal of wanting to read about a villain. But I don't want to read about a villain. I want to read about what the villains are doing right now. The Solomon Grundy one, as Bob was talking about earlier, has nothing to do, even with the New 52 universe. It's an Earth 2, right. Solomon Grundy. Who the hell wants to read that unless you're a huge Solomon Grundy fan? And I'm sorry if you're a huge Solomon Grundy fan, in such a way that you're going to spend $3 to get a book about about Solomon Grundy.
Right.
But it's not even 616. New 52 Solomon Grundy. It's an Earth 2 Solomon Grundy. And Robinson's off the Earth 2 now. Who the hell is reading that?
Paul Levitz is writing.
Nah.
Oh, come on, don't give me that. Nah. Paul Levitz has written a lot of great stories.
Is he better than Robinson on that book?
I don't know yet. He hasn't really taken over that book
yet. Do you think he would be?
No.
He
if you guessed.
Be.
Oh, he could be.
He could be.
Zod could be part of Forever Evil, but he's not. And we know he's
Earth
not.
2 is essentially a rehashing of Golden Age characters.
Yes.
And the one thing Paul Levitz, who came in the Silver Age, is good about writing old school characters. He has that old-timey feel to it.
I hear you, but...
You know...
But do we really have to rehash Golden Age characters over and over again?
Exactly.
When we have the
growth in the
technology
characters we have,
that we could buy all of those
Golden
right
Age
there,
books,
you know, are available for sale.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
So they are doing a full 8.
Because you know what? The Golden Age characters rehashed are not for us. They're not for the current consumer. They aren't for the current reader. They're for the generation before who still buy physical comic books.
Just like the Legion.
Just like the Legion.
a lot of those characters were just propaganda of one form or another.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. No, and I agree with
you. Can't really rehash that to the same degree.
You're
No,
right.
You're right. You'll never capture a lot of that. But,
Never.
But look at Captain America.
Yes.
He was a Golden Age character. So was Prince Namor, for that matter.
Yes.
2 Golden Age characters who have survived the test of time when a lot of those characters don't exist anymore.
Do you want to hear my
and
new
they have
thoughts
evolved.
Do you want to hear my new thoughts on the Dimension Z arc of Captain America?
I want it because I loved everything about that arc.
Captain America, Man Out of Time.
Yes.
Captain America, Man Out of Time again in Dimension Z. Captain America has a sidekick.
Yes.
Who dies.
Yes.
Who he then finds again.
Yes.
Captain America Dimension Z has a sidekick, Ian, who he thinks dies, who he then gets back again.
Yes.
There are a lot of comparisons you can make to Cap's overall life to Dimension Z.
Yeah.
You know?
And Remender is one of those people.
Sharon Carter, losing Sharon Carter at the end of that. He lost his girlfriend.
In there, yes.
Yeah. I mean, wasn't it like Sharon Carter's relative, like grandmother or something, something weird like that? I'm just saying. It's like Remender took us on a ride through Captain America's life in a different sort of way.
I mean, he literally gives you his childhood,
and that was my favorite part of the entire Dimension Z arc was those flashbacks to him in his youth. Oh, they were so good.
So good.
But I think that's really kind of the
and talking about the reason our mother died is like, you know what, you're wrong.
Yes.
Like, oh my God.
But I think it was Remender taking us on Captain America's entire life journey up to this point within the pages of a single, albeit 10-issue arc that really only needed to be 7 or 6 issues.
But it was
great. It was
good because he had to establish him and Ian. You had to make him love him as his son.
The new Nomad is a great idea. I really think that could do a lot of good. Later on down the road as Cap grows. I think the Sharon Carter thing still in Dimension Z is a good idea. That could be something.
I agree.
I'm not sure. But yeah, I wanted to rehash Dimension Z because I was rereading it last week
It was
for
so
a few
good.
moments.
It was so good.
And yeah,
I'm interested to read this week's cap.
Loose Nuke.
Loose Nuke?
That's the name of the arc. It
Oh, yeah.
involves Nuke, the super soldier with the flag on his face.
Yeah, the Weapon 2?
Yes.
He's technically Weapon 2.
I
They
think
established
so.
him in Wolverine.
Yeah.
And they've established him in Remender's run as one of the weapons.
Yes, which is interesting. So I'm interested to see where that goes. I'm hoping Remender still pulls some of these things because I'm not really sure what kind of seeds he planted in his first arc.
You know, I think he'll pull stuff like the
besides
world.
Nomad, you think he'll pull the actual dimension?
Because here's the thing. After he gets out, does not Zolaverse kind of look like the world that he established in his Uncanny X-Force, where they trained all the weapons?
Yeah.
Kind of looks really similar. Kind of a similar idea. The world, Zolaverse.
Yeah.
And then now he's doing Nuke.
Yes.
Who is established
as a super soldier.
Soldier and was established as a member of the Weapon X program.
So do you think he's going to try to link those a little bit more?
Remender just obviously likes to pull everything. He established a lot of people forget he established a lot in that Uncanny X-Force.
And the thing about
that he never touched back on.
But the thing about him establishing all that stuff is, it was all seeds planted in Age of Apocalypse, in other arcs.
Right.
You know, other stories that he didn't write, but he was able to bring them to his arc.
Right.
And just put a nice little pretty shiny bow on it and give it to me on Christmas
He's pulled
morning.
a lot of
great.
stuff out of Uncanny X-Force into Uncanny Avengers.
Yeah.
So
but that's just what I mean. He built off a lot of stuff, and he's seen it. He's continued to build it in other projects that he's done.
I would not
So I'm
be
hoping
shocked
that
if it did
Dimension Z arc or Zola Land or whatever the hell it's called.
He'll build.
It's going to continue to build, and it's going to come around again.
And you know, he's just putting so many balls.
Oh, dude, I know.
Dude, Cap has so much balls in that time.
Oh, dude,
Cap for me has always been like the equivalent of Superman, where he's cool, but he's almost too Boy Scouty sometimes.
And he was a little Boy Scoutish.
He was a little Boy Scout,
in
like
Dimension Z. He was.
Yeah, but he just makes him haggard.
That just has to do with the character and the times. He has to evolve. He has to be more of what we want to see as our G.I. Joe Go America promotions. You know, we want a little more badass.
And there was a lot of that, but I'm thinking with Loose Nuke, he's going to try to
kind of make him see the
bad parts of the super soldier thing.
See the other side of the spectrum.
And how maybe they're going to continue talking about his life and how it's progressed and maybe how it could have went a totally different way.
If he had lived and ended up on the program the way Nick did.
Exactly.
I mean, the best example of what could go wrong with Captain America is Wolverine.
Well, I don't know if that's
the furthest example of being a soldier the whole time.
I think Nuke is a terrible example of what super soldiers
could have ended up.
Yeah, dude. It's
scary.
It is.
Oh,
but
go
ahead, Larry. Please.
You know, the new Walking Dead hardback came out.
Yeah.
Which volume is it?
Volume 9. Anybody who's only reading the hardbacks.
What color is this one? Aren't they all color? No, I mean but the numbers have a color. They're all different colored.
Teal, I think.
Oh, that's cool. I think I have the red, blue, and green one.
But this is the one that covers the issue 100 arc.
Where Homeboy eats it.
Well, I wasn't going to do spoilers. Or whatever.
Spoiler alert! Homeboy eats it in The Walking Dead.
That could mean anybody. So many characters die.
People die.
Everybody dies but Rick.
Like that is one of the greatest arcs they've done. Is that issue 100?
Issue 100. It was the most popular issue too. It sold millions of copies, and that was just one each of each variant that came out for that damn book.
So
Robert
that was another one with way too many variants.
He is. Let's just be honest. I'm going to establish Robert Kirkman is the laziest. Just a total rip-off writer. He's just so lazy.
How is he a total rip-off writer?
Okay, all of Invincible is nothing but Spider-Man, Superboy, and X-Factor.
There's some Teen Titans in there too. There's some young groups in there too.
Multicade is one giant multiple-man rip-off, and he does what David did.
So you're going to say that he's ripping off people that are ripping off people that are ripping off people that are ripping off people.
No, I'm saying he's ripping off people who ripped off people 70 years ago. He's just done it in the past 2 decades.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
I'm saying he's ripped off people.
All your superheroes are rip-offs.
Of course they are. Of course they are.
But don't make a superhero that's just a blatant rip-off of other. Like he has a villain called the Elephant who just looks like the Rhino for the Spider-Man.
Exactly.
And they kind of make Rhino jokes.
Yeah.
And I'm just like...
There's a difference between rip-off and parody.
Okay. No, but he's not making the book. He's not making that book seem like it's a parody. There's some serious situations. The first 2 arcs are probably some of the most serious talk in that when his dad's off and
yeah. But yeah. Well, actually, something I wanted to cover.
Marvel Team Up was the last time I enjoyed Bob Kirkman.
Oh my god.
I have that whole run and I love it.
It is really good.
Sorry, it's a cheesy run.
I like Irredeemable Ant-Man.
Oh, did he write that?
Yeah, he wrote that.
Oh yeah, I like that too.
But he got kicked off.
Yes,
that's when he got fired. He got fired from Marvel.
Yeah.
Because he was always late.
Yes. That's the thing. He
but
is
I like
at his heart a fanboy.
Yeah.
And that's what he's writing for.
Yes.
And you know what? He would probably legitimately use those characters if he could.
Yes.
But yeah.
No, I agree with you there. My whole thing is, can we talk about how funny is it? He kicked the original artist off of Walking Dead.
Yes.
And the original artist off of Invincible for being late.
I know.
When he's been fired from Marvel. And consistently throughout his run of Invincible and Walking Dead.
Well, I think Marvel gave him the idea.
Well,
Marvel's like, yeah, you can be fired for being late. And he's like, really?
But no, he fired...
Well, these guys are late. I'm going to fire them. And then I don't have to pay them
anymore. Here's the other thing. He fired them for being late before he got fired from being late.
Oh, really?
How funny is that?
But since when he fired the original artist from The Walking Dead for being late, it hit the monthly schedule.
No, I know. And it did.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what didn't hit the monthly schedule after he did that? Invincible.
Yeah. It was 2 months behind for a while, but then it caught up.
2 to 3 months behind.
But he blamed that on having to switch artists halfway through, and The Walking Dead he said was already done, and the guy he got to do it was blah, 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 Bob Kirkman, excuses. Excuses, because Bob Kirkman is too busy cashing checks from his TV residuals than anything else, okay?
Yeah, and I'll definitely give you that point when Daryl shows up in the comic books.
No, I don't think that'll
No, he's already talked about doing it. Yeah,
yes.
He wants to do it.
I don't think it's a good idea.
I think it's a terrible idea.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah, keep them separate, man.
I don't think it's a good idea either.
It's a terrible idea.
You know, and honestly, I would have liked the book. I love the book, but I'd like it a lot better if they would have killed Rick back in like issue 50.
See, here's what I'm saying. No. This is what you should have done long ago in the book. You killed Rick.
No.
And Carl takes over, but Carl...
I think that can still happen. You guys aren't looking long term.
And Carl swears off killing not only living people,
but zombies too.
No, there was a scene where I was convinced
That'd be fun.
Carl was about to kill, and then instead of Carl killing Rick just miraculously gets over his flu or whatever.
Yeah.
But now Carl can't do that because he's just him being alive at this point.
Yes.
Is shattering my illusion. You know.
Yeah. Can we just say how is Rick still alive? He's got one arm.
No. Rick, I can see living. Carl has a pierced brain.
Yeah. No, he does. But Carl had issues with his brain long before he got it messed up. Carl was killing regular people. It's the apocalypse. Yeah. We need every living person we need.
You know, if you're a 5-year-old. You see all those people die.
Get back in the house, Carl.
Yeah.
Carl's days are numbered. Or should have been. Should have been a long time ago. I was like, either kill Carl or Rick.
I'm cool.
You can't have both anymore.
I'm cool with the idea of Carl eventually taking over for Rick.
Yeah,
I'm not anymore.
They need to keep...
Carl needs to die.
They need to keep Rick until the bitterest end, dude. They keep Rick.
No,
I mean, they just have him pulling himself around by one arm.
He's stuck with Rick. He can't get rid of Rick.
It's just a flesh wound.
It's just a flesh wound.
You can't get rid of Rick now. Rick is so attached to the title, to the show.
No, I think you could do it.
He's stuck with it.
I think you could do it.
You know what? Now I'm just saying this out. It may
Larry.
happen.
Say it,
Larry.
Daryl comes in the comic book and kills Rick.
Yeah, you know,
that would probably make a lot of the comic fans actually really happy.
They would love it. They'd love it.
You know,
just because kill Rick already.
I like Rick. Keep Rick.
Get rid of Rick.
Rick
needs to go.
Bitter end until he just can't hang on anymore, dude.
Okay, you know what? Something else I want to talk about.
Go ahead.
One of my favorite artists of all time is currently leaving DC. J.H. Williams III is leaving DC because they wouldn't let him draw Batwoman getting married.
I know.
Even they told him he could do it. And him and the writer, I want to say Hurwitz is writing that book? George Hurwitz?
Yes, I think so. Hurwitz. Yes.
But they were like, no, you can't do it.
So they were going to allow him to marry, just not show the marriage on panel.
Why? What's so wrong with that?
I have no idea.
So why can't you just draw it? Just let them draw it.
I think it's weird.
If you're gonna let them get married, just let them just go and knock it out.
I'm not sure why DC would just say, please do it, because we'll sell 10 million copies of that issue, man.
Because that book's probably gonna look gorgeous. There'll probably be no words.
And it'll be such a beautiful wedding.
Oh, I know.
It'll be great.
Oh my God, it'd be so beautiful.
It would be, dude. It would be a beautiful wedding. I would cry.
It would be a beautiful white wedding.
Yeah, the worst wedding in comics history.
North Star's wedding?
No, that wedding was cool.
That wedding was cool, but it was a little.
Black Panther and Storm. Because it happened in the middle of the Civil War. It was like Civil War ceasefire. Yes. And Spider-Man and Captain America, they all show up in costume. Like they couldn't get a tux.
$66 magic set.
You can't get a tux.
I know.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
What do you think
But yeah, that's weird, dude. I think they should really reconsider that.
No, I think they should. No, it's too late.
Well, they can always hire
started
back.
that
Even though
contest.
there's already one.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
There's already one marriage in the comic universe of the same-sex deal. And they made a big deal of it because they blew up Wolverine at the end.
In what?
North Star?
North Star?
Star's wedding, they blew up Wolverine.
In astonishing, but it didn't have the same impact.
And what
I
a
think.
sales extravaganza that was.
It really wasn't, though, was it?
No.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, the wraparound cover of the wedding was pretty. It was a beautiful, issue.
It's a beautiful cover.
It was. But I think that they could really do a lot with the Batwoman.
I'm telling you, it could have no words.
I wanted to see Phoebe in the audience go, now I've seen everything.
That's what I'm saying. It could be a beautiful issue with no words.
Yeah.
It could just be all white. I don't care what. James H. Williams III's art would literally make that wedding the best thing. People who don't read comic books would buy it, probably because it looks so fucking good.
Yes.
But no, DC has been, nah, you can't draw that. We know you're our best artist that we
But I don't even think it's...
People buy that book just because of his art.
I don't even
People
think
don't even care about the story in that book anymore.
I don't even think editorial publishing would ever said because of your art. They just didn't want the ceremony on panel.
No, I know.
And I just think that's weird, dude. I mean, I know it's going to get a lot of buzz. Even if they don't build their own buzz, it's going to build its own buzz.
Hey, man.
Maybe that's what they're trying to avoid, you know?
She's dating a cop on the Gotham PD who's also obviously a lesbian.
Obviously.
And they've been dating the whole time pretty much in the last...
All right.
Since New 52.
Since the first art,
They met in the first arc, I think.
They meet in the first art and they start dating.
Now they don't have to do the panel, but
They should do it on panel. They should make it a big deal. Joker should show up and start kicking ass.
they just did the kiss on the cover.
Yeah,
it would create enough of a stir that it would sell, and
I think
the story could be crap.
Has there been any
other?
other lesbian marriages in comics?
No.
That's why they don't want to do it, because they know
Not
it will
mainstream
get
comics, but
Well, no,
Not mainstream comics.
but they know it's going to get a lot of buzz. They know that everybody will be talking about it, and that's not really the kind of buzz they want. They want everybody looking at their villains issues that don't really freaking matter, and Forever Evil, which
here's
is
the thing,
cool.
Smitten with it. They're just literally going to shoot themselves in the foot on this one, because we all know, as we've seen with James Robinson, Andy Diggle,
Yes.
Joseph Fickloff, you know they're all going to go one place, to the competitor.
That's right.
And you know what? You know who's also going to the competitor? Who's working with James H. Williams III right now?
Who, Jules?
Neil Gaiman.
That's right.
And so James H. Williams III and Neil Gaiman are probably going to both end up in Marvel. And
Working on awesome.
Yeah, working on awesome. Probably Doctor Strange.
Yes.
We're working on awesome.
That would be so
Can
great.
we talk about
Are you serious? Serious? Neil Gaiman and Hurwitz on freaking Doc Strange?
Oh, dude.
Dude, I'm gonna go home, take some NyQuil, and sleep until that happens.
That just gave me the vapors. I just got so much blood rush. Could you imagine? Just let everyone sit here and think about this for a second.
Cool.
But James H. Williams III, drawing Doctor Strange.
that just
Casado
gave
will
me
figure
the
out a way to
papers.
screw it
When
up.
did you become an 80-year-old Southern
got the
lady?
vapors. Yeah. When did you become a Southern Peloton?
Hey man, Tennessee Williams is a great writer. If you hadn't got around to reading The Glass Menagerie or A Streetcar Named Desire,
Gave me the vapors.
Vapors.
Oh my!
we're Southern, damn it.
Let's talk about what we think is going on in comics that is really cool right now.
What?
Just something little, big, doesn't matter, that you think is just really awesome going on in comics. I'll start. Isn't it cool that the Cuckoos are
Separate Cuckoos? Yeah, one of them
like changed their hair? It's
And they're all
awesome,
tick.
dude.
They're all
That's so
tick.
cool.
You know
yeah, they were pissed, and then the one's like, I think I'm gonna go red, and Emma's like looking at her,
It's like,
like
oh,
Jean
no.
Grey, red,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
dude.
Oh no, don't you do that.
I just thought that was brilliant, man. That Bendis, it was stupid. You know, it's not really cool
Can
at
we
all.
all
But
say-
oh man,
Okay,
Bendis, you retard.
You know,
That's
for,
so
for that,
silly.
I'm gonna throw the stupid wrench
Go ahead, do it.
into it. And that what if the Jean Grey from the future is actually the Stepford Cuckoo with red hair?
Oh, dude!
Wouldn't that be
Wearing
awesome?
the Zorn thing, she's like, yeah, I'm actually just the last Stepford Cuckoo.
That would be hilarious because
No.
that would be what Bendis would do. Too.
I will say, cool
Because he
out of
loves
the Battle of the Atom is the third Iceman. He's hilarious.
He's so
Iceman and Iceman 2 talking about third Iceman.
They're just like, please don't tell me that's us.
Yeah, it was great.
Please don't. They're
It was
so
awesome.
upset.
It was awesome.
Can we also just say, okay, one of my favorite things that they've done recently, and just because the character's so popular, there's so many good Thor jokes in every book.
Oh, dude, I know.
In all
It's
new
that- it's
X-Men,
that
where
thunder,
young,
though.
when young Iceman throws a snowball at
Yeah.
the real Thor, thinking
This isn't one of those probable futures that the X-Men are always talking about.
that's one of my
Yeah.
favorite lines.
Indestructible Hulk was touching on some Thor jokery
Yes.
in a couple issues ago before the Cowboy issue. And Thor God of Thunder is all full of different...
All full of good Thor
just,
jokes.
Yeah, just
But one
out
of
of
my
nowhere,
favorite-
yeah.
One of my favorite jokes, Thor jokes. I'm gonna go back almost a year ago now. Uncanny Avengers, issue 1. Cap, Thor, come to Havoc. Son, we need to have a talk with you.
Yes.
Okay, where do you want to do this? Well, there's this coffee shop up the street. And Thor is. They also have cappuccinos there.
Yes.
I don't know if you like them, but I do.
That's awesome.
So good.
So cool,
So
dude.
good. I
think it was
no
lattes.
reason.
Oh, it's lattes.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, I
a
don't know if you like
latte.
lattes.
And I really never
But I
think
do.
of Thor as a latte kind of guy, but
that's awesome.
It's good. I just love that Marvel, who I'm a longtime fan of,
Yeah.
finally just decided to do what they should have done in the last 15 years and write comic books.
I know.
Stop trying
Well,
to make the next big
there's-
event.
I mean, let's
Marvel
be
had a problem.
honest,
how many
you know,
events are there going on in Marvel at the moment?
Yeah, but here's the
Two.
thing, too.
Infinity, Battle of the Atom.
And that's it.
Is that it? Really?
That is-
Pretty
yeah,
sure.
that's
I
it.
know, right?
And here's the other thing.
Well, that's because they're all actually kind of going to be part of the same big crisis at the end of the year, don't you think?
yeah,
I'm
but
still not sure that's gonna happen.
and we don't know. But
Oh,
here's the.
there's the sibling rivalry.
Oh yeah.
What? Is that an event? Well,
It's,
Cataclysm, but that's an ultimate
It's
event.
across the Spider-Man universe.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not.
But
That's
here's my
different.
whole thing.
Scarlet
It's-
Spider,
you're right,
and
though.
Superior Spider-Man,
And Venom.
and
It's
Venom.
Venom. It's
Yeah.
gonna be on Venom.
But yeah, it's a sibling rivalry deal.
But here's
That
my
might
whole
be
thing.
okay.
Well, I think.
But it is an event going
the
on.
Marvel,
right now.
yes, they are doing events, but for the first time in a long time, could we all just be happy not every single book has a tie-in?
Dude,
You don't. You can only buy. You only have to buy for
Since-
Infinity. You only have to buy
yes.
3 books.
Since Bendis,
X-Men, you only have to buy 3 books, and they're all books that are already coming out.
Yeah.
So you're really not getting into. I mean, you can get
Well,
there.
except for the bookend
Yeah.
Yeah.
battles. And, you know.
But since Bendis's Secret War, and that started the run, then it was
Yes.
House of M, then
Yes.
it was
Disassembled.
disassembled before that, but then
Disassembled.
and then it just kept going and going and going. Marvel got caught up in not writing the events, but not finishing off the events.
Yeah.
It was like, have you
where
ever
were
seen
we
that?
going next?
Remember that scene from European Vacation where the girl's having the nightmare, she's eating, and they're just taking the food away from her before
Yeah.
she could finish? That's kind of how it was.
Yeah.
They would give
You
you
never
this
got
awesome
used to
meal,
anything.
and then you just never really got to enjoy
Well,
the
they
status
took,
quo that the event set up.
They took the soap opera advertising made.
Yeah.
Let's leave them hanging. It was
But they left
everything
us
was a
hanging to the point where
cliffhanger.
they never got back to address. They leave it, then leaving
And
it
that's
Well,
hanging.
somebody's always in a coma, marrying
True.
somebody else,
True.
and somebody else is dead, and they're really the evil twin of
Yeah.
this person and that.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And that can be said about comic books or
You're
soap
right.
operas.
You're right.
Yes.
You're
Okay.
right.
No, I agree with that. My whole thing is what I currently like about Marvel is they've kept the status quo for
A
going on
while.
like 2 years now.
Yes.
How long has all new been going
Avengers,
on?
yeah.
And Avengers, Hickman's run has completely stayed established. This
Even
whole
with
time.
the Avengers versus X-Men, it seemed more like it was just trying to get the X-Men to the point where all new X-Men would make sense.
yes.
A plus X, that
A
whole
plus
thing.
that, and
And
it
because the
even-
Avengers really didn't have nothing to do with it. The Avengers were not changed whatsoever.
No, they were
by
literally.
the end of that.
I mean, it was seriously the X-Men continually becoming the house divided in
Yes.
Avengers versus X-Men.
But it was it was a thing that had been going on for a while
Yes,
with
they-
the new
they-
school, and then finally you had
How
the,
bad is it? You've got to have
the
a
full
book
split.
just to
What?
make your other books
yeah,
make
Schism,
sense.
Messiah Complex, all the way back to when Hope came. It was kind of like capping off the whole Hope thing.
This is one of the reasons
Messiah
that I want
complex.
to see a Crisis-like reboot for the X universe.
Because it's so convoluted.
If somebody walks into that door after seeing X-Men First Class and says,
You cannot
that's
point
what
them
happened,"
to an X-Men.
There's not a way
You're
for
right.
them to start reading the X-Men.
I agree.
Heck, most people
Larry touched on that last
week.
week.
Readers.
the
There's
next
no
X-Men
place for them
movie.
to look.
No.
You know, that's it's just so.
It's become
unmowable.
so
Just such a clusterfuck.
The
It's
next
such a
X-Men, you can give them
I-
You can't
we
get
all-
in it
we can
anymore.
all agree on that one.
But Avengers is the same way, though. I mean, really.
But here's the
Through
thing,
Bendis'
Avengers-
run on Avengers, after Disassembled, it was kind of the same way. If House of M wasn't a way to restart all the X-Men and things like that going on, what can they possibly do to do it? They're just going to tear down the whole freaking universe? Just because the X-Men are convoluted? It doesn't
No.
make any sense.
But the Avengers, let's be honest, have much more jumping on points than the X-Men do.
The Avengers?
Yeah, you could literally start
Yeah, I'll
reading
give you
Avengers
that.
at Hickman's run.
Yeah.
Because they pretty much go into.
I'm digging that shirt.
That's an awesome shirt. But they have way more jumping on points than the
Yeah.
X-Men do. The X-Men have so.
And I think jumping on points if you're going to continue
yeah.
reading. But if you want to read solid, good X-Men stories that don't require any other reading, I think there are more X-Men stories like that than there are Avengers stories like that.
Okay.
But I don't know. But maybe I'm just proving the point that they do need to reboot the whole damn universe.
Yeah.
Are we
So,
out? Are we done? Are we finished?
We are about out. So closing thought.
Go ahead. I don't have a closing thought.
No
I
closing
don't have
thought.
a closing thought. I haven't had a thought whole podcast, have I?
All right, so no thoughts coming from Gomer.
I have zero thoughts.
All things are good in the world of comics.
That's
At
right.
least we have things to talk about.
That's really
You know,
a good deal.
there
We
have been
could just
some
not
years
have
where there was just
anything.
nothing to talk
Yeah.
about.
Yay on Marvel for not taking themselves so seriously.
Yes, about time.
Oh, man, I'm so
Yeah.
happy Forever Evil. I'm so smitten. I want to go home and read
Yeah.
it
DC's
for
got
the
the
third
one
time.
good thing going for them right now. Gomer can't get over it.
You know,
DC?
Forever Evil.
But in the same context, I'm
Fla-
griping about Forever Evil because I
Yeah.
hate all the villain tie-ins,
Yeah.
so I can't win.
Flashy art that's good for hanging on your wall and about nothing else, and the variant covers.
Yeah.
Great Walking Dead trade just came out.
Awesome.
New Cyborg
Teal.
statue
Teal.
just came out.
Come to Comic City 2 and buy comic books.
Yeah,
You know,
Comic City 2,
come give us
Buy
your
comics.
money. Comic City
Give us
2,
all your
Madison,
money.
Tennessee.
Facebook.
Facebook.
Comics to
com.
me, even though I've been running my mouth, they canceled Legion. Screw
Yeah.
DC.
Yeah.
Screw DC.
However, Shaolin Cowboy
Yeah.
next month.
But I'll say it again.
Yes.
If the Legion was as cool as the X-Men, the Legion would have 10 books just like the X-Men do.
Hickman.
Thank
The
God.
Legion lost has been lost for good, or at
Legion
least
is
until
over.
they've been rebooted again.
Yeah, Matter Eater Lad might get his own book. You know, it'd be Matter Eater Lad and the Legion of Espionage Heroes.
Yes. Well, no. I've actually heard rumors
No,
because
it's
Paul
a
Levitz is now writing
Wolverine joke.
Earth 2 that the Legion that we just saw get canceled was the Legion of the prior universe, and that he's gonna work the Legion into
the new
Earth,
52.
into the Earth 2
Oh, into Earth 2.
because they make more sense in that universe.
Blah.
And thanks to Shipley
We'll see.
for
We'll see what they
providing
all do.
awesome donuts.
Yep.
Well-
Thank you, Jim. Please. Thank you, Robbie.
Good, how you doing? Good, thanks.
Sorry, Christian couldn't be here.
Yeah, Christian
Shout out to
missed it.
Christian.
He bailed on us, didn't
He
he?
did.
He had to go to work. Oh,
Darn that
Woman.
work thing.
thing.
Darn it when real life gets in the way.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, that's
Let's go,
it.
Mer.
That's
I'm
it for
out.
us.
All right,
Next time.
see you next week.